Hi there, back in the garage, and today we are having a look at this power steering. This is a Mopar power steering, and but I would guess some of this would apply also to other other brands. Uh, I guess you recognize this. This is rather usual. What we are going to talk about is uh, how to set the balance, how to center the power steering. Sometimes you buy a used one, or suddenly it starts to turn in one direction. It steers by itself in one or the other direction. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to buy a new one or restore it. It could just be a case where we could try to adjust the balance and center it. And that is a rather simple operation. Doesn't require any special tools or anything, but there is let's say a special procedure to do it. And I will show you basically how it can be done. And luckily we have the yellow barn find here, and I will try to show what happens when we adjust it and how we can center it. I will start by explaining how it works, just in broad terms. Here we have the valve, a pressure valve that is adjusting the pressure between the front and the back of the piston inside, that is aiding, giving a power aid when we turn the axle. The way it works, it's rather simple. When we turn the steering wheel, the piston here is moving up and down, and it's pushing this little lever back, up or down, depending on which way we turn it. Maybe, I don't know if you can see it against my t-shirt, should be possible. Maybe you see how it's moving. That little movement is pushing a piston inside here, which opens up the pressure to one or the other of these holes. One is for the front and one is for the back rear side of the piston. So by moving this back or in front, we are putting the pressure there or there. And now, to center this, let's say this is the piston, it's rest in a position here. What we want to do when we center it is we open up these two bolts, and the holes are a little bit larger than the bolt, and it means we can adjust the whole valve a little bit up or down. Adjusting it up or down will center this, or make it go into even more into a wrong position. So that is what is happening. So what I will do on the car here, I will turn the steering pump with this tool, and that's a rather simple thing to do. What we have to be somewhat careful about is that this valve is sealed against the surface here with two O-rings. And sometime when you open up these two bolts and you try with a hammer to tap it, well, if those O-rings breaks, maybe they won't seal, afterwards. So it might happen that you should take it off, replace the O-rings, use some grease or something on them, and then put it back together and open it slightly, and then you are able to tap it back and forth without any leaks. But you could try also without replacing them. Just try open these two bolts and tap it one or the other direction. Because what happens now, when I will try to turn the power steering pump, it will turn the steering in one direction. Not so uncommon. But we will try to fix the issue by tapping the valve a little bit up, a little bit down, and see if it centers. Okay. So here we have the car. You can't see my face, me talking. You just see my hand working here. What happens is, as soon as I start turning the steering pump, the steering is started to turn, and we don't need to apply a high RPM, just gently with this tool. And well, let's see what happens. As you can see, the car is on jacks. It has to be raised from the ground. We can't have the wheels on the ground because that will give a resistance to the steering. Of course, it will do the same if it's very off center. It will work also. It will turn the steering on even if the wheels are low on the ground. But now to get a very good centering, we raise it above ground and have the wheels free, and that will be much better. Look at this. When I start this power tool, immediately the steering is turning. It's turning to the right immediately. Let's do it again. Let's see if it is just one occasion. No, it doesn't directly. So what we need to do is to try to adjust it. So what I will do, of course, now it's easy to see here what's going on because the battery is not there. The battery and the battery tray is gone. The steering wheel is not installed yet. So it's rather easy to see what's happening. I will open these two bolts. And then I will tap it with a hammer. I'm putting a finger here to feel how much I am tapping it. I don't need to tap it that very much. Shouldn't need it anyway. Let's see what happens. It's still turning. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Now it's turning the other way. Did you see that? Now it's turning to the left. Let's push it back. Let's try again. Yes, it's going the other direction, which means I tapped it too much. Let's give it a try. Now we are back at the old situation. It's turning to the right. Let's open it. There you have it. It doesn't move at all. Now I will try, and as you can see, oops, it works. I can turn it by hand. If I stop the turning of the power tool, no, I can barely turn it. So, but with the aid, it's much easier. Yes. From one end to the other. There you have it. Now we have found the balance, and the steering is in center. That's in a nutshell what I was going to say today about this power steering. Give it a try, see if it's a issue of adjustment between the balance between front and rear, and instead of just throwing this away or scrapping it, replacing it, it could be worth a try and see if you can save it. The whole exercise is about 5-10 minutes. Maybe you need to jack the car up, and you maybe need to remove the battery and battery tray. Let's say it's a half an hour of work, and I think it's well worth it to give it a try. I will also make a video of adjusting the slack here. That can be adjusted. We do it in the car, and there is a procedure for that, and let's do that another time. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.